Hello everybody and welcome back to Both Plays Dark Souls 2. Now you're probably wondering, what the hell are you doing back in Majula? If you were asking that question, then I don't blame you at all. Suddenly I have a totally different set of armor than I was using before. This is actually the Falconer's armor. I've buffed up and leveled up enough that I can use this full-size shield, which is 95% block. I have a short sword instead of a dagger, or the mace I was using before. If you notice in my inventory, it is actually a broadsword +3. And in addition to that, in my inventory you'll also see that I have the Soul of the Last Giant. Basically what happened was I beat the Last Giant, then I went back to Majula, leveled up, got a bunch of fun stuff, upgraded my Estus to 4, if you look at that, and then promptly forgot to basically I promptly forgot to set my audio on, so it was all completely off camera. So what I'm going to do now is we may upload the footage of the Giants fight, and if I'm going to do that, it'll probably be later on. But for now, we're just going to continue on as we're going and take off here. And basically, I mean, the Giant fight is exactly as you saw before. The only difference is instead of almost, winning or dying at the very end, I would win instead, and that's what you're really going to want to do. But basically, I'm going to show you this area of Majula. Now, if you go up here, and I'm only going to go up here momentarily, you're going to notice at the very top here that there is this little shrine. Actually, there's an item. And we'll get that. It's a couple 5 homeward bones, okay. And you can enter a covenant. Now, I'm not going to enter this covenant because that makes the game substantially, and when I say substantially, I mean a lot freaking harder. It's not like a little bit harder. From what I've been told, it's extremely, extremely harder. So if you want to play like New Game Plus, that's how you do it. Or you can just keep playing Bonfire Ascetics, but essentially not interested. So anyway, you go down here instead. You have this little contraption that you can't use. You notice it says contraption does not move. There is an NPC in this area that we're going to meet shortly that will later in the game be able to move that for you. But right now is not that time. And if we head around this way, we're going to head towards our next area. And if you're wondering what the reason why I'm shining or glowing right now, it's actually because I picked up the Ring of Regeneration right after the last boss fight, which slowly regenerates our health over time. And I probably should have used a humanity, but I didn't end up doing it. I'll probably end up doing it before the next boss, of which there are several in this area, but neither of them are very difficult. Okay, so I can't do that. I forgot. There's actually a lever that I have to run over and get, and then this will be kind of a loading screen, so that way the game can have a chance to load the next area, which is a rather large one and a rather familiar one. Whether that is on purpose or not, I will let you guys decide. There is an item over here. Soul of the Lost Undead and a Broken Thief Sword. I believe that's the way to the next area. Is there anything up here that I can get? I don't think so. I think this is just a lever to open this back up if we're coming the opposite direction. Yes, okay. There's nothing else we need to get. We can just head this way to head right into the next area. I hope. Tower of Flame. So the Heide's Tower of Flame, as you can see here, is a new area. I mean, there's nothing overly, familiar about it as far as the actual buildings or anything are concerned, but you'll notice that the model of this area, not the water, of course, but the general model of this area, in my opinion, is modeled reminiscent to Anne Orlando, and I think that's actually on purpose. A lot of people think that this might be like the time before, but it's the same area, and a lot of people also think that this is completely unrelated, but it draws, comparison to Anne Orlando, or the cities of the age that this is referring to. So the next thing here, we do have these giant towers. This one's pretty easy to kill. In my opinion, you just keep circling, and the sun does drop a cracked blue eye orb. That one does respawn, so you can keep fighting him if you want. This one, however, is a one-time deal. Like, that hurts a little bit. But if you play it right, it shouldn't be too difficult. And this guy does not respond to drop the sublime bone dust, which, when burned at the bonfire in Majula, gives me Estus Flask +1. So it'll actually make the Estus heal more per swallow, which is pretty much one of the more important items in the game. So it's a good thing we got it. This fellow right here, same as the first one we fought. You can't backstab him, unfortunately. We're going to take a nice little swig of Estus. Now, he causes this thing to rise up. And what that does is it actually, there's a little arena over there. And it causes that arena, floor on the sides to rise up as well. I've been told, and I did it before, last time I didn't even think about it. I've been told if you ignore that, then you can actually cause him to fall off and instantly kill him. And that's the boss one, by the way. I probably should have mentioned that one. I was explaining the area, but we're just going to head right to it. I'm going to ignore the chest for now. After the boss fight, we should be able to run back around. And we can run in here before they can hit us, but once we're through the mist, we should be able to. Okay, so I've been told that this fellow can be convinced to simply fall off. He didn't seem to do it that time, but I've been told that it is true. Okay, was exactly what I did not want. I'll grab a quick and I think he's supposed to do like some sort of lunge attack, which he failed to do that time. So he did stagger me, but not too badly. Yeah, I'm not really sure why I even bothered. I mean, that would have been cool if it worked. But quite frankly, it doesn't matter. This guy is barely normal 1v1 boss, so I'm not really all that concerned about the possibility of making it per se. We'll take our last group of Estus here. Two swings should be enough to kill him, and it does. Dragon Rider Soul because of that. Now we're going to head this way instead of the other way, because there is an important NPC up here, I believe, which is the whole point of us coming to this area to begin with. Yes, so there's a bonfire. We'll use, and then we'll talk to this NPC.
Are you?
And basically, I did skip through a little bit there, so I apologize for that. But you know, basically, I don't think there's much unless you're a faith-based character that I really need to get from her. I'm just gonna keep hitting talk, and eventually she'll stop and move, and then she'll be in the area where I can actually use her to get to the next area once the time comes.
No need for miracles.
So that's where we want to be. We're gonna rest at the bonfire real quick. And then head back down and see if we can get that chest that we neglected the first time since we had like 3 nights following this. Alright, so that was fairly easy. And now this is the chest we're looking for over here. Opened it before, so I know it's not a minute. The green blossom times 3, which is just stamina. And we'll head back up this way, see if we can pick them off one by one now. If we get a bunch of them following us again, we can run the other way, but ideally we do want to clear these guys out. Do I have anything throwable? See, this is where it would be nice to have extra throwing knives. I don't think we do. Okay. So we definitely do not. So we just need to get close enough that he will aggro. Time to run. That didn't work out the way I hoped. Two swallows. He's just about dead, so we're just gonna kill him before he can attack. This is a big guy. So two-hand kill him as quickly as possible. This may not be lost here. We did have to use 2 Estus, but we still have 2 left. And I've been at this point of the game with only 2 Estus to begin with, so if we play it carefully here, we can actually get to the next boss without having to use another Estus, and that'll be extremely useful. Alright, fellow, come this way. This is obviously one of the easy ones. We're going to take as little damage as possible if we can. That's my strategy right now for these guys. Get a single hit in, then wait till they use their combo, then two-hand and kill them out. This is a pain in the ass. Okay. Alright, only 1 aggro. That's perfect. Will he come in here? That is the question. If he does, then we're home free. Okay, perfect. And when playing it right, it's not too difficult to kill some of these guys off. It's pretty much the game here. This fellow should be the same strategy as before. Didn't hit him great there. So now we're going to be 1 combo away. We got him right before he hit us. That was a little scary, but nothing we couldn't handle. I don't think there's anything down here except an item. We're just going to grab it without falling off the edge, I hope. Divine Blessing. And after heading up here, we should find our last knight. There's only 1 more. Okay. Here he is. So now, if we can kill him, then we can open up this bridge here, and we will not have to worry about this area again, because we can, if we have to, worst case scenario, we can run to the next boss from the last bonfire without having to fight any of these guys. Stone. Okay. And now there should be a switch that opens up right here, which will open the drawbridge up, and that is a huge, huge drawbridge. And this will allow us to access the next area, which I think those of you who watched my other Let's Play will enjoy. I'm going to grab an old Radiant Life Gem. I believe this is a ring of some ring of binding. Oh, okay, alright, ring of binding. That's actually one of the most important rings in the entire game, so we are definitely going to equip it. The ring of binding, what it does is when you die, you lose less HP when you become hollow, which is amazing. And also, the minimum HP that you can have after becoming hollow is 75% of your max HP instead of 50. So it basically halves the loss of HP that you take when you die. And that's a huge difference, and makes a big difference in the game. I don't think we ever really take it off. So the next boss here is the old Dragon Slayer. Now if you notice, the old Dragon Slayer has a very familiar set of armor. A set so familiar that I actually have this armor in my Let's Play for Dark Souls 1, and that is Moisten's armor. The double boss Moisten Smoke from In Orlando, which is another reason why this place feels very In Orlando. You almost died there, which is also very In Orlando. The reason this feels so In Orlando is okay, he stunned me there. We might actually die here, so that's not good at all. He waited until I used the item before he died. Okay, well we'll have full Estus for this time around. I wish we had the 100% block shield, which we will actually get one after this fight. But it's unfortunate we don't have it already. So I think that might be the first time that I've ever died on Ornstein. Well, not on Ornstein and Smoke, but on this specific fight. I didn't find him all that difficult the last time I played, but that is what it is. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to use humanity, or human effigy, and then we're also going to add some equipment here. And that equipment's going to be a life gem, old Radiant Life Gem, and a green blossom. And here's why. It's because I'm going to use the green blossom for stamina, so that way he can't break my block immediately. And I think we should be able to kill him this time without too much trouble, hopefully. At the very least, I would like to recover my bloodstain. Because there's about 14,000 to 16,000 souls there, which is not an insurpassable amount, per se, but it's enough that I would prefer not to have to do it again. Now, we're not going to fight all these guys again like we did the last time. I just figured I'd take that one out because he was really easy last time, and this time it's different. But ultimately, we're going to run by all of these guys again and run right into the boss fight. Because the can is very slow, and because fighting them all would not move us, except maybe to get us souls, but souls that we most likely would lose if we had, if we died on the boss again, and I prefer not to die on the boss if I don't have to. And the likelihood of dying would be, to finish my thought, would be higher because I would be using all my S's trying to fight them again like I did last time. So we're going to run right by them, we're going to completely ignore them, and run right into the fog wall, and they're so slow they're not going to really be able to catch up to me when I do this. So we should be doing pretty good here. So I'm actually going to use the green blossom now, since this guy's so far behind me. So that looks very familiar, then paying attention to my last let's play as well. We're just going to be careful here. We're only going to take off 1 or 2 hits at a time. We'll retrieve our bajillion souls. And our stamina is very good right now as a result of the green. Oh. Didn't work so well that time. Very tricky. Basically, this is the first introduction, I think, in the game to good stamina. In the tree fight, you don't have to really block anything except for one attack that'll hit you. And if you have to block that, then you would have died and you're probably going to get staggered anyway. So it's really not a big deal. It's not something you really have to worry about. And in the last boss, it was so easy, there was never really an issue. But this guy, his attacks take away so much stamina overall that if you attack too many times and then you try to defend, there's a high probability of actually having him hit you, just based on the fact that you're going to get staggered and not be able to fully block it. So that's just an interesting note that I'm just kind of realizing right now. That although you can dodge him in a lot of cases, like I'm doing right now, I'm kind of baiting him to attack at the right time so I don't actually get hit at all. It's very important to keep good stamina. Right there, if I had, any less stamina there, he would have actually killed me longer. Okay. Alright, so we are going to kill him. That's going to net us probably about 10,000 souls or so. 20,000. Okay, we're going to kill Dragon Slayer souls. The old Leo ring, which is not really that good, but I think we'll put it on anyway because compared to what we've got, it's got to be better than this blue ring here. Let's see, so if I was to put this on, my maximum HP would be raised by 8. Life Ring's definitely better. So we'll do Old Leo Ring as the other one and call it a day. Now, that guy did aggro, which is good because I wouldn't have wanted to fight all these guys again. And we can run through here. Now, there's a couple chests waiting for us, which we will go ahead and open right up. We're going to get the Heide Knight Iron Mask, the Tower Shield, which is the shield I was talking about. We're also going to get a wooden chest. And that wooden chest is going to contain a cracked blue eye orb, another one, which we've gotten several of. We're also going to talk to this NPC real quick. He doesn't really want to talk to me.
Transient. You would never make it.
Yep, so as you can see, he has no interest at all in discussing life with me or anything like that. We can, really quick, swing down here, and we'll end the episode once we do. At the bottom of this staircase, we are going to find, I believe, a bonfire. And that's going to be kind of where we end things. Bonfire lit. So we'll rest at the bonfire. That's going to be it for this episode. We'll just travel back to Majula to end it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me play a little bit more of Dark Souls. I know I enjoyed playing it. I apologize once again for the lack of being able to see me beat the Forest Giant boss. So I followed that up by making sure that you got to see me beat 2 bosses in this episode. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did, and I will see you guys next time on Let's Play Dark Souls. See you later.